Tonight, RDS Wrestling Stage 10 presents the first ever landmine deathmatch in the promotion's history. Kairi Sane looks to show the world that good always defeats evil as she faces her fiancé and former RDS Intercontinental Champion, Ryan Blade.
And here comes this piece of garbage coming down.
Light tubes, barbed wire, and of course, landmines serve as therapy for this broken relationship. RDS Wrestling presents Stage 10!
I'm just receiving word that WWE, RDS Wrestling's partner, is not happy yet again. Now, they've already cut funding back on episode 6. That was during the New Japan show. And now, after Sane and Blade's match, they are no longer wanting women competing in RDS Wrestling. Now, as a result, there will be a WWE draft taking place between Raw, SmackDown, and RDS Wrestling on Monday. And I know that it's all because of Ryan Blade, and he caused all of this mess. And it's just going to get worse and worse unless somebody puts him in his place, or excuse me for thinking so grimly, puts him in the ground. Hello, good evening everyone. Welcome to a mess, a complete mess, all because of Ryan Blade. And what he displayed at RDS Wrestling, having a landmine deathmatch with his fiancée, Kairi Sane, and now the WWE is pissed off, and so now we are here at the WWE draft, and I mean, it was great. Things were going great. RDS was allowed to use any WWE wrestler, but now with this draft, we are limited. We are limited. And it's just, I'm livid right now. But folks, I must digress. I have to digress. I mean, we are at episode 16. This is the WWE Raw Draft. I'm Colin Sitwell. The man calls it with the same level of excitement and possibly the same level of anger as you. But folks, here we go. We got the draft that's going to split into 3 parts. Raw, SmackDown, and RDS will be included. But first, folks, we're going to have us a special attraction match. We have an RDS Intercontinental Championship match. Adam Cole will be defending against Brock Lesnar. Now, what happened with Lesnar and Cole? Lesnar had successfully defended his Intercontinental title, and then Cole, in the arrival, decided to cash in and thus completely screwing the pooch and putting the kibosh on the celebratory plans of Brock Lesnar. And so now, the rematch clause has been called in. Lesnar wants Cole, and he's got his target set on the arrival. So folks, let's go ahead and make our way down. But first, I want to remind you, if you want to support RDS Wrestling during these troubling times, and especially during this draft, go to store.rdswrestling.com to pick up our beautiful red and blue logo shirt. Also, if you want to watch episodes early, plus your name on the credits, go to vip.rdswrestling.com, and you will get early access to those episodes, as well as your name in the credits, and everything else that comes with being a supporting backer to the wonderful promotion known as RDS Wrestling. But folks, let's see Brock Lesnar take on Adam Cole for the RDS Intercontinental title. Oh, I hope he destroys him. Alright, so here comes Adam Cole with the Undisputed Era. And just smugly walking to the ring, taking their sweet-ass time. You gotta admit, the production value is definitely up here. And the fans cheering Adam Cole, baby. And now they're completely relieving themselves that this man, this beast, Brock Lesnar, is making his way down to the ring. And look at him pumped up. We go. Cold staying his distance away. Lesnar now. Oh, and the F5 already. Adam Cole completely knocked out. 1, 2, 3. He got it. Lesnar has defeated Adam Cole, and the Undisputed Era is completely left with their jaw on the ground. Let's go to the one highlight. Picks him up. F5 down to the ground. 1, 2, 3. My goodness. And that, my friends, is how you get it done. Oh, folks, I gotta tell you that I mean, I'm pretty happy with the results. I hope you are too. I mean, I don't know where Brock Lesnar is gonna go. I mean, if he goes to RDS Wrestling, woo, we could pretty much just print our money. But I'm not one for predictions. I suck. I suck at it. But folks, we're gonna get to this draft right now. But let me just go over what's going to go down. How is this all going to play out? First, there's going to be 10 rounds, with each brand getting 1 pick. Now, teams and stables, they do count as 1 pick. So if you got a stable of like 8 guys, or even like 2 or 3, well, it's not really a stable, it's a team, but 2 or 3, then it's definitely counting as 1 pick. Now, after round 5, there will be a quick recap, and then the other 5 rounds will begin. So that way you won't get lost. We will be sure to recap, especially for those of you who will join us late. And then the 5 other rounds will begin. Now, everyone who doesn't get drafted tonight will become a free agent. That means they'll be able to sign wherever they'd like, except, there's an exception for this, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, since they lost against Nakamura and Orton at Clash of the Champions last night, and were fired from WWE. Alright, folks, and now let's go ahead and go over the current champions. WWE Champion, AJ Styles. WWE United States Champion is Baron Corbin. The WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions are the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. The WWE SmackDown Women's Champion is Charlotte Flair. The WWE Universal Champion is Brock Lesnar. The WWE Intercontinental Champion is Roman Reigns. The WWE Raw Tag Team Champions are Sheamus and Cesaro. WWE Raw Women's Champion is Alexa Bliss. RDS Wrestling World Champion is Roman Reigns. The RDS Intercontinental Champion is Brock Lesnar. RDS Television Champion is Aleister Black. And because of Sane versus Blade causing all of this, and no women no longer being able to compete in RDS Wrestling, the RDS Wrestling Women's Championship is being retired. Now, the championships are exclusive to the brands, folks. Well, at least for now. Meaning if a champion gets drafted to a different brand, then who owns the championship, they have to vacate the title. I know it's a lot to drink in, folks. But trust me, we got a long ways to go, and it'll all make sense in the end. Let's go ahead and move on down to the draft. Down to the first draft pick here. The search in between the... Oh, there's the rando. The machine's been pulled. Roman Reigns, ladies and gentlemen, has been drafted to Raw. Quite a gain for the Monday Night Raw roster. I'm pretty surprised by that. Finn Balor has been drafted to WWE SmackDown. Definitely the ratings will go up on that. Also, Rollins and Ambrose have been drafted to RDS Wrestling, 2/3 of the Shield, coming to future RDS Wrestling events. Oh boy, folks, that was a hell of a first round. Let's go to round 2. Hit those randos. Pull that lever. Neville has been drafted to Raw. Man, I would have loved to have seen him in RDS Wrestling. But either way, folks, I'm sure it'll be nothing less than exciting to watch. Cedric Alexander has been drafted to SmackDown Live. Hell of an opportunity for this young man. Cedric Alexander, good luck on your future endeavor on SmackDown. And I called it, ladies and gentlemen! Brock Lesnar has been drafted to RDS Wrestling! Oh my God! I fear for whoever's in the locker room. All right, folks, round 3. Here we go. Pulling the lever. Who's gonna get who? I'm excited now. Bobby Roode has been drafted to Raw. They're definitely gonna get a lot more glorious now that he's gonna be gracing through the curtain. Let's see here to SmackDown, the Riot Squad, head by Ruby Riot with 2 T's. Sarah Logan and Mandy, they're going to SmackDown Live. AJ Styles has been drafted to RDS Wrestling. He is the face that runs the place, and he's going to be running RDS Wrestling. All right, folks, round 4. Here we go. Jumbling it up. And Raw against the Undisputed Era. They've been drafted to Raw. Brock Lesnar is going to have to destroy them even more another day. But Adam Cole's a little pounds couple lighter there. Shinsuke Nakamura has been drafted to SmackDown Live. The Artist heading on to the blue team. Aleister Black stays with RDS Wrestling as well as the World Television Championship. I'm excited about it, folks. Here we go, folks. Round 5. Kalisto has been drafted to Raw. Hell of a high flyer. Very awesome gear. I mean, the promos can use the work, but I'm just joking. I'm joking. Congratulations, Kalisto. Charlotte Flair. The Flair Legacy moving on to SmackDown Live. Woo, to say the least. Kazuchika Okada has been drafted to RDS Wrestling. The Rainmaker is coming to RDS Wrestling. And fans, let's take a recap of that. Let's drink this in. Raw has gained Roman Reigns, Neville, Bobby Roode, the Undisputed Era, which is Adam Cole, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, and Kalisto. Now, Roman Reigns is both the WWE IC Champion and RDS World Champion, but since he was drafted to Raw, the RDS title is now vacant. SmackDown Live has gained Finn Balor, Cedric Alexander, the Riot Squad, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Charlotte Flair. That is a pretty damn good handful of people right then and there going to the blue team. And RDS Wrestling has gained Rollins and Ambrose, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, Aleister Black, and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. Now, folks, I just want to recap some more here. AJ Styles is the WWE Champion, but since he's been drafted to RDS Wrestling, that title is now vacant. Aleister Black, as I stated earlier, RDS Television Champion, and since he was drafted to RDS Wrestling, he is keeping that belt that he has so rightfully earned and has been defending like a champ since. Also, for the notes of SmackDown here, Charlotte Flair is the SD Women's Champion, and she remains that champion since she was drafted on that show. Let's go ahead and head our way down to the second half of this draft. I'm excited about it, folks. We just did the recap, and now let's pull the lever. The numbers and names are spinning. Kairi Sane has been drafted to Raw. It's a shame we couldn't get her. And quite honest, I'd be okay if Blade never made it to anywhere. Piece of Samoa Joe been drafted to SmackDown Live. The Samoan submission specialist is heading to the blue. And the Arrival has been drafted to RDS. Great. Fantastic. Round 7. Let's go ahead. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Jason Jordan has been drafted to Raw. Good for him. Nothing much can be said about this guy. I mean, great athlete, no doubt. Baron Corbin has been drafted to SmackDown Live. The Lone Wolf wanders into the cold blue. And John Cena, the franchise, has just been drafted to RDS Wrestling. Oh, boy. Things are really turning up. We're getting pretty good here. We're getting it pretty good at the RDS Wrestling. And we're pulling it now. Here we go. Next round. The Hardys have been drafted to Raw. Matt and Woken Broken. The Woken Broken one. Matt Hardy and Jeff well, the eccentric, the charismatic enigma, Asuka, has been drafted to SmackDown Live. I fear for whoever's going into the ring with her. Mike Kanellis has been drafted to RDS. I didn't know he was still around. Oof. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Congratulations, Mike and Maria Kanellis, coming to RDS Wrestling. Here we go, folks. Round 9. Yanking the crank. Let's see what we got here. Carmella has been drafted to Monday Night Raw. The Queen of Staten Island is moving on. Benjamin and Gable. That's Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable sticking with SmackDown. I would have loved to have seen them in RDS Wrestling. A great team of technical wrestlers. Speaking of brute force and technical prowess, Sheamus and Cesaro has been drafted to RDS Wrestling. And here we go, folks. Round 10, the final round. We're pulling it in here. Alexa Bliss has been drafted to Monday Night Raw. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, have been drafted to SmackDown. The Penitentiary sticks with SmackDown Live. And the Cleaner, Kenny Omega, has been drafted to RDS Wrestling. Man, folks, I don't want to jinx it. We're getting spoiled, actually. We're getting spoiled with the amount of talent coming in to this whole drafting. I mean, I'm glad that Sane and Blade will be on separate shows, but I'm sorry that we had to lose her because of the terrible decisions by her fiance. But I mean, look at this lineup, folks. Monday Night Raw has Roman Reigns, Neville, Bobby Roode, The Undisputed Era, Kalisto, Kairi Sane, Jason Jordan, The Hardys, Matt and Jeff, Carmella, and Alexa Bliss. Now, folks, I just want to remind you here, let me just take a look at my notes. Yep, Alexa Bliss remains the Raw Women's Champion since she was drafted to the show that title is based in, as Finn Balor, Cedric Alexander, The Riot Squad, Shinsuke Nakamura, Charlotte Flair, Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin, Asuka, Benjamin and Gable, and the Usos are with SmackDown. Now, the Usos remain the SmackDown Tag Team Champions since they were drafted to SmackDown, the homestaying show. And now, folks, the RDS Wrestling roster due to this draft on the first half of it. Let's take a look. Rollins and Ambrose, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, Aleister Black, Kazuchika Okada, The Arrival, John Cena, Mike Kanellis, Sheamus and Cesaro, and Kenny Omega. Folks, I'm at a loss for words here. We have a pretty stacked card, and man, oh man. And I just want to make a couple of notes here. If you're lost, what about the championships? Baron Corbin is the WWE United States Champion. He is still holding that belt since he's drafted on SmackDown. Sheamus and Cesaro are the Raw Tag Team Champions, but since they've been drafted to RDS Wrestling, those titles are now vacant. As stated earlier, Alexa Bliss remains the Raw Women's Champion since she's on there, as well as the Usos, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, remain the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Now, folks, beginning tomorrow on SmackDown, a new era in both WWE and RDS Wrestling begins. With all 3 World Championships being vacant, things are sure to be exciting. And again, folks, I'm glad that Kairi Sane is far and away from Ryan Blade, but it's a shame that we had to lose her because of his arrogance and ego. But, folks, that's going to do it here for this draft. If you want to grab a t-shirt to support RDS Wrestling, go to store.rdswrestling.com. Also, if you want early access and your name in the credits, plus all the other perks that come with supporting us, go to vip.rdswrestling.com. Boy, what a night this has been, folks. I am Colin Sitwell, the man who calls it with the same level of excitement as you, saying thank you very much, good night, and see you on the battlefield.